All right, let's just dive right in. For decades, right, making music meant years of practice, tons of expensive gear, and so much studio time. But in just the last couple of years, all that has been completely flipped on its head. AI music generators have just exploded onto the scene, letting basically anyone create a full song from a simple text prompt. So the big question on everyone's mind is this: are these just powerful new instruments, or are they actually here to replace the artist entirely?
And look, don't mistake this for some niche corner of the tech world. By 2025, the AI music generation market is projected to be a massive $2.6 billion industry. This isn't just a trend, it's a huge industrial shift that is rewriting the rules of music as we speak.
And this tech isn't some far-off future thing. It's already in the studio. Get this. A recent study found that a whopping 78% of professional music producers are already using AI tools in their work. So it's not on its way, it's here, right now, embedded in their workflows and making a real impact.
Okay, so who are the major players in this new landscape? Let's meet the new instruments that they're putting into everyone's hands.
The two biggest names you're going to hear are Suno and Udio. You can think of Suno as the accessibility champion. It's incredibly easy to use. You can go from just a text idea to a full song in seconds. And it's basically opened the floodgates for millions of people who've never touched an instrument. Then on the other side, you've got Udio, which is really seen as the professional's choice. It gives you much more fine-tuned, granular control, letting producers guide the AI, layer instruments, and really weave it into their existing creative process.
And then there's Stable Audio. They kind of made a name for themselves by focusing on just superior sound quality. But its biggest selling point might actually be its transparency. See, by using only cleared, licensed audio for its training, it tackles the single biggest headache in this whole space head-on: copyright. And when you put them all side by side like this, you really start to see the trade-offs, right? Suno is all about speed and just being easy, perfect for getting an idea out fast. Udio hits that professional sweet spot with great control. And yeah, Stable Audio might be a bit slower, but it absolutely delivers on that promise of amazing sound quality. It just goes to show you, there's no single best tool, just the right instrument for the job.
But, all this incredible new technology has kicked up a huge debate, and it's left the creative community deeply, deeply divided.
It really all boils down to one fundamental question. Is AI a powerful new collaborator, something that just enhances our own creativity? Or is it an existential threat, a technology that could make the skills of artists and producers, well, obsolete?
On one side, you've got legends like the film composer Hans Zimmer. He sees these tools evolving way past being simple gimmicks and becoming legitimate collaborators in the studio, helping him sketch out these huge, complex ideas that, before, would have taken an entire orchestra just to hear out loud.
But then, you get the view from the trenches. This user on Reddit's electronic music production forum voiced this really deep-seated fear. They're predicting that once AI gets better than humans, the whole profession of music production might just become a non-essential hobby, like sewing or painting, something people do for joy, but not for a living.
And the skepticism isn't just about being replaced. It's also about the tools themselves. A user in the Refusion community, after a new update, called the platform's chat-based interface a gimmick, designed to make enthusiasts feel like they're producing, but without giving them the real control they actually want. It shows that even the true believers, the early adopters, can feel alienated.
And this disruption isn't just happening in forums and studios. It's exploding into a full-blown legal minefield, where all this innovation is now meeting litigation.
The Recording Industry Association of America, the RIA, has filed major lawsuits against companies like Suno, and they are not mincing words. They accuse these companies of willful copyright infringement on an almost unimaginable scale, which is setting the stage for a truly landmark legal battle.
And these lawsuits dig into some super tricky questions, like who actually owns a song that was made by an AI? Is training an AI on millions of copyrighted songs considered fair use? What happens when a user tells the AI to create a song in the style of a famous artist, and it sounds almost identical? And the big one, how can the original artists get compensated for their work being used as training data in the first place?
So, what's a possible solution here? Well, one idea being floated in legal circles is something called a sui generis right. This would be a totally new, unique kind of legal protection made specifically for AI works. it wouldn't be a full copyright. Instead, it'd be a much narrower right with a really short duration, maybe just 3 years, trying to find a balance between innovation and protecting human creators.
This all leads us to the future. Are we heading towards some harmonious collaboration between humans and AI, or are we just entering a technological arms race? The next verse, well, it's still being written.
You see, as these tools get better at creating, other tools get better at detecting. Researchers have found that AI music has these unique fingerprints. The data can actually cluster songs by their source, showing pretty clearly how music from Suno, Udio, and human artists all form their own distinct groups. So, in theory, this lets detectors identify exactly which platform a song came from.
But it's just not that simple. This whole thing has turned into this fragile back-and-forth arms race, because just as quickly as the detectors are built, people find ways to fool them.
And you're not going to believe how simple the workaround is. Researchers found that a commercial detector can be completely fooled by one simple step. Just take an AI song and resample it to a lower audio quality. That's it. Boom! The detector is now blind to it, which just shows you how vulnerable these systems are to even the most basic manipulation.
And this technology is definitely not standing still. The next wave of innovation is already on the horizon. We're talking about AI with emotional intelligence that can actually understand musical nuance. We're talking about tools that allow for real-time jam sessions between a person and an AI, and even personalized models that you can train on your own music to create a true AI collaborator in your own unique style.
So, we kind of end up right back where we started. We have these incredibly powerful, rapidly evolving tools that are reshaping an entire industry. They're seen as collaborators, as threats, as legal nightmares, or as the next logical step in our musical evolution. The final question really is AI going to take its place as the next great instrument, the next violin, the next synthesizer in the orchestra of human creativity, or is it a ghost in the machine, just an echo of what we've already created? That's the part we all have to figure out.